Have you heard of Radio Begum, the Afghan women's radio station? It was launched on International Women's Day in March 2021. And why are we talking about it today? Because it's making a comeback. That's right, the radio station will resume broadcasts. This comes after the Taliban lifted their suspension over alleged cooperation with an overseas TV channel. Before we tell you more about the comeback, let's just tell you a bit more about Radio Begum. Well, it's no ordinary radio station. In fact, its content is produced entirely by Afghan women. Its sister satellite channel, Begum TV, operates from France and broadcasts programs that cover the Afghan school curriculum from 7th to 12th grade. Remember, the Taliban have banned education for women and girls in the country beyond grade 6. How come the suspension of Radio Begum was lifted, you wonder? In a statement issued Saturday night, the Taliban Information and Culture Ministry said Radio Begum had repeatedly requested to restart operations and that the suspension was lifted after the station made commitments to the authorities. And according to it, the station pledged to conduct broadcasts in accordance with the principles of journalism and the regulations of the Islamic Emirate of Afghanistan and to avoid any violations in the future, quote unquote. The ministry did not elaborate on what those principles and regulations really were. You see, the Information Ministry did not initially identify the TV channel it alleged Radio Begum had been working with. But the Saturday statement mentioned collaboration with, quote unquote, foreign sanctioned media outlets. And what about Radio Begum? It has confirmed that the ministry has granted permission to resume broadcasting. It did not, however, give out further details. Now, let's just take a step back at this point and look at the bigger picture. You see, the word freedom could mean different things to different people. To be able to do what you feel like, when you feel like it, to go where you want to make independent decisions, so on and so forth. But Afghan women have forgotten what it's like to be free. The Taliban rule has meant snatching away of basic rights of women thanks to their diktats. You would know by now that women in Afghanistan have been through a lot. In fact, since the Taliban takeover, they have excluded women from education, many kinds of work, public spaces, so on and so forth. Journalists, especially women, have lost their jobs as the Taliban tightened their grip on the media as well. And given the circumstances under which the women of Afghanistan have lived and the way in which their rights and freedoms have been taken away, the comeback of Radio Begum is definitely good news for Afghan women, but it's only a ray of hope as of now. To stay up to speed with the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.